Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I debated on what I wanted to talk about today for a while, and I've been trying to absorb as much information as possible just because I want to be fair to the whole situation. So recently everyone has been posting something about James Charles. Tati and Jeffree Star and a bunch of other people in between talking about my experience with James Charles, or what went down with me and James Charles, or something like that. And to be honest with you guys, it's not like I have a huge following, so I don't know exactly who's going to see this, but I never really watched James Charles. I'm gonna be very, very honest. I don't know him or know who he is. I've seen a couple of his videos, but he just came off to me as a very arrogant person. And, you know, some people are like that. They let the fame go to their head. In fact, in the video that he just posted defending himself, he did say that some of his fans have come to him and have said that he has a very arrogant personality and that he needs to check himself, and he said that that was something he was going to work on, which I think is fantastic. However, I'm just going to give my opinion on the situation. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe this has nothing to do with me. It doesn't, but they put everything out to the public, so I thought I would give my 2 cents about the situation. And because I know a lot of people are making split judgments about it, and he lost almost 3 million subscribers within 2 days. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people making videos about it, and I just wanted to give an opinion from an outsider that has not looked. I've not watched Tati, and I've not watched James Charles. So this was all very new to me, and everyone was like, this and this and this and this, and memes and all these things were being made up about it. So I wanted to be like, what's going on? What's happening here? Because I've seen James Charles. I know who he is. I did not know who Tati was until this happened, which a lot of people think that she did that to get more subscribers and make him lose some because she built James Charles. I did not know that, but I've watched every video that I can to kind of get a wrap around the story. I'm a huge believer of you are innocent until proven guilty, and I'm also a huge believer of there's your truth, my truth, and then there's the actual truth. So there's 3 sides to every story, not just 2. So I want to touch on Tati's video. The thing about Tati is, do I think she should have made everything public? No. That comes off to me as being a little manipulative, but in a way I do understand why she did it, because some people just don't listen unless you basically come out and manipulate them, if that makes any sense. Some people will not come out and they will not admit that they're wrong. They don't have any issues with anything unless they have a public platform to say, you have this issue, and then they address it because they don't want to be humiliated. So I see why. Also, I noticed there were no ads in her videos. So that told me that she talked purely from her heart, purely on feelings of being betrayed and hurt. I do think that was genuine. I think she was honest. I think she told her side. I don't think she knew all the facts, but I think she was very, very genuine in what she was talking about. And I do believe her when she says that she was feeling a certain way. So, needless to say, I agree with her story. I for the most part, think that how she feels it was accurate, but do I think it's completely and totally accurate? No. When James Charles posted his apology video, and if you haven't seen any of those videos, please check them out and form an opinion for yourself. But when James Charles did his apology video, he kind of sort of admitted to almost everything that she said was accurate. And she was, and that she was basically right for the most part. However, he did say about receipts and things like that that had proved different. And he did do another video to kind of defend himself. And that's fine and dandy. If you feel like somebody's attacking you, naturally your defense mechanism is to go back and say, hey, no, this is what really happened. I'm going to defend myself. But in the apology video, he apologized for almost everything. But in his other video that he posted, he denied a lot of what she said. And he said that it was, almost all of it was false. And he did explain some things that made a little more sense, but also things that weren't totally and completely accurate. For example, the whole sugar bear hair care thing. He said that he had, he was being mobbed or attacked or whatever, and he wanted to enjoy a concert, so he signed up with Sugar Bear Hair and they took care of that or whatever. That didn't make sense to me. That was his excuse, but that didn't make sense to me. Another thing is that he doesn't have anybody to back him on that story. Because no one has made a video. I know he says that this person was involved and this person was involved, but there's a huge difference between people being involved and saying something. Nobody has defended him as far as, yes, this was true. And I know it goes far beyond that. It goes talking about whether he makes straight men gay and the whole sexuality thing. You can't, first of all, you can't do that to people. And he did actually have someone, he talked about a waiter at Tati's birthday. And they both addressed this, and then there was a video from the waiter that clarified so much more for me. So it was Tati's version, James Charles' version, and then the waiter himself, I believe his name was Sam. He clarified a lot for me. So with that particular situation, now the others, not so much. I can't really say a lot for any other guy, and he might do this. I don't know. This is just something that was put out there and really not for me to judge, because I'll get to that in a minute. But let me talk about Sam right now. He was very open and honest, seems like, with what he was saying. He actually messaged James Charles first. And if you watch his video, you will see that that's exactly what happened, is that he did message James Charles first. So you can't pinpoint James and say, he did this, he manipulated me. And James Charles did put out there that he did not use fame and fortune and whatever to get him to want to be with him or whatever. He did do that. In the text, in the Instagram messages or Twitter messages, I can't remember what it was, what platform of messaging, but in the messages that Sam put in his video, he did offer to fly him out have him stay with him, kind of thing. And you don't just offer that to somebody if, I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. So I'm not gonna be like, hello, I will fly you out and I will do this. That's not, you know, for me, I don't have that kind of money, but that to me sounds like flaunting. You know, if I wanted to be with someone, hey, will you meet me at this restaurant? Hey, would you mind, you know, staying in town a little longer and we can grab a bite or catch a movie or something like that. There's a big difference from doing something like that and then wanting to fly someone out to do that. However, Sam did do something that really freaked me out when he made that Skype or video call, whatever it was that he did. That really bothered me because one, it's illegal to record someone when they don't know it, and two, because he did it only to get James Charles to admit something. And do I think it was right of James Charles to talk to several different people at the same time? No, but people do it because you're not married, you're not in a committed relationship. People do it all the time where they talk to the same people at the same time, because sometimes it's because you're trying to figure out yourself and trying to figure out what's going on with your life and what you want. And then there's times where it's cases of cheating, and you know, it was never necessarily exclusive that they were, or put under any kind of impression that they were a thing. So he absolutely had all rights to talk to somebody if he wanted to, but as a loyal married person, I got in a lot of trouble for talking to several guys at the same time, even though they were never my boyfriends, even though you know, I've made mistakes too. I'm not saying that I'm perfect in any way, and that's not what this video is about. Basically, just to get a little clarification to the millions of people that are making decisions based on what one or two people may say. And I've seriously watched every video I can find on it. There was one person that did defend James Charles, and I can't remember his name, but he did defend James Charles, basically saying that they were acquaintances and that he didn't know him, and he did make him feel a little uncomfortable at times, but as a human being, you should not be attacking another person when you don't know the full story, and I completely agree with that. Do I think any of this was right? No. Do I think any of this is just? No. Do I think that any problems were solved through this? No. Because when Tati made that video, she did do it out of a place of vulnerability, I believe. But do I think she should have made it public? No. Because it literally can ruin someone's life. I mean, there's talk about canceled culture. There's, you know, millions of people unsubscribing, lots of hate. It's amazing to me how people can turn on people just like that. It's amazing to me, and we shouldn't be like that. I feel like we should just be here existing together, helping each other, and, you know, maybe instead of attacking James Charles, be like, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? Can we help with the situation? Same thing with Tati. Hey, what's wrong? Can I help with this situation? Instead of being, well, you did this and you did that and you did this and you did that, because you don't know. You don't know. Because James Charles now made his own video describing how he feels, and I feel like some of it was a little harsh. I feel like some of Tati's was a little harsh. I feel like both of them come from places of being really miffed off and vulnerable. I feel like there's so many things going on in the world. Why do we worry about the petty stuff? And what I'm saying is not that Tati being hurt was petty, not that James Charles being hurt was petty, but I mean the situation in general with so many people attacking and not knowing the situation. That is petty. For people to be like, oh, well, he promoted a brand against, James Charles promoted a brand against Tati's. How horrible of him. And then they're like, sister scandal, and they're making fun. And regardless, they're both people. They're both people. And we are called to love each other. And I'm still, I guess what I'm saying is that I understand everything. I just feel like people should not be so quick to make a snap judgment. And do I think James Charles is the most, I don't know, I guess a person is a role model. Do I think he's someone you should follow to look up to? I don't really know. Based on what's going on, not right now, but I think there's some things that he needs to figure out, and I apologize for my animals making noises. I have 4 dogs. Do I think that Tati is? Not right now. She seems like a sweet person, but someone that would go out of their way to hurt someone, I think that right now everyone kind of needs to take a step back, like they've both agreed that they were gonna do, and just exist right now, and then, you know, at a later date we can go back to the content, because I do feel like it's not going to be the same as it was before. And like I said, I never followed each one before. I never, you know, have seen them being separate, doing their own thing or doing their thing together, except for the videos that I've recently seen. So I can't really judge what they were before, but right now they're both, I believe, in a state of vulnerability, being hurt, being angry, and frustrated with the entire situation. So I think their followers and the new followers need to take a step back. They need to chill out. For the people that are unfollowing, you need to stay back. You need to chill out. Let everything get figured out. This is not only messing with the viewers, but it's messing with their income. They get paid for YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's their job. But this affects their job. This is how they make their money. This is how they pay for things. This is how they do the things that they do. And, you know, if you really want to go off of something, that's what you should go off of, because you get paid on YouTube based on views. You get awards based on your how many people are subscribed, and you know, things like that. Like, you get a YouTube award if you have 100,000 subscribers. That's an example. So right now their platforms, their reputations, things that are going on are now being stirred into something different. So you'll probably see some new content from both of them. And I've really done my research, and I've really looked into this, just because it floored me how so many people could be so quick to judge. And I really think that that's what this message boils down to, is that regardless of whether you like Tati, regardless of whether you like James Charles, regardless of whether you like, you know, the people in between the story, don't be so quick to judge. Get your facts straight before you hop on board one or the other. And I'm still looking out for things. I'm still, this stuff like this makes me very, very curious. I'm a very curious person, and I think there needs to be more love and compassion. So I will end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Please, please share love and kindness.